Hello, I'm Shadan Larki from Awards Buzz, joined by the Oscar-nominated songwriting team behind "Fly Like a Bird" from Sing Sing. Welcome and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having
having me.
I have sort of gone on and on this season about how much Sing Sing has meant to me. I wanted to start by just asking you what this film and what this message means to you and what it means for both of you to get your first Oscar nominations for a film like
Yeah, it's huge. It's both Abe and I were so moved by what we saw early on when asked to work on the film and Greg's vision for it and Coleman's vision and Clarence. Everybody had such a huge part in it, but at the time that we got asked to do this, it was a small independent film. It didn't have distribution. It was really something we got involved with because we really believed in the message. We had no idea. We weren't doing it to, because it was Oscar buzz or anything like that. It was just
that.
something we really believed in. It wasn't even great timing for either of us. We were both just like insanely busy at that time and in and out of town, and we just said we'll get this done, whatever it takes. Abe was going into the studio at 2 in the morning to be able to send me files in time to get it together. So it's something we believed pretty strongly in to get involved.
Yeah, and just to echo some more of Adrian, like just extremely thankful and grateful for us to be associated with this film. Like this film is beyond entertainment. This is a soul searching kind of film, a soul centering kind of film, and it it humanizes us again, and shows the human condition and the human experience, and um, the the fact that we've deemed as a society that people who are incarcerated are second class citizens or whatever it may be. Like this brings back the notion that we're all human and we're all going
Mhm.
through some sort of experience, and to be associated with that type of message to me is humbling and forever grateful.
Mhm. And in speaking with Clarence, Greg, everybody, we know this was a very long process for them. At what point did you both get involved, and what were those sort of early nuggets that you saw that you kind of used to begin to craft the song? What were the conversations you had with Greg in terms of maybe what he was looking for?
We came in pretty close to the end. I think we might have been one of
Mm,
the final puzzle pieces. They'd been working on it for a few years, and I think the score. I can't remember if the score was completely done or not, but we came in pretty close to the end of it. So and again, just because of the little time we had, we didn't even get a chance to get to see the whole film. We got to see
mm,
a short trailer that Greg had put together, and that was really moving. And then we just basically got handed that last scene and a little bit before it, and just had to really like hyper focus on capturing the emotion to that. Greg was, told us a lot of the backstory, showed us these this trailer and this kind of end scene, but really um, was what was really cool about letting us kind of do our thing to see what we could do with it.
Yeah, but the incredible thing as well is like us getting this scene and the mood board of the trailer, but it was Coleman's performance, right? And it was the essence of where you see the song come to life. And to us, it just you as a songwriter, someone who creates music, you just need a spark of inspiration
mm,
for you to say what you need to say. And I think that last moment was what we needed because that was the only place where there's another voice telling you what you should feel. Like the whole movie is Coleman and Clarence and the rest of the cast telling you what's happening within their paradigm. And as soon as the as soon as the I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, but when you see the song kick in, it's where like Coleman or Divine G is looking at the window and he's confined within his car, but is not even letting the car confine how he's feeling inside. And the entire movie, he's reaching out his hand and trying to extend his hand or trying to feel the wind on his face. And so for us, it was that emotion of him rolling down the window, putting his face out, and feeling that wind on his face that like told us everything that we needed to know about the essence of how we needed to deliver, you know. And so it was their acting and sort of how they put themselves within that role that truly sold it for us. And we were both crying from just, you know, that and then knowing what the movie was about.
Hmm. I mean, there's so many aspects of the song that I would like to ask you about. I think for just in its, there's something so raw about the song in and of itself. Which, first of all, I think what's brilliant about it is it works so well in the context of the movie, as you're saying, but also just on its own, it conveys so much emotion in the lyricism, in the vocals, in how pared back it is. Um, how, I guess, how did you do it? How were you able to sort of tap into this um and sort of construct this?
Really, a lot of it was starting by watching the scene over and over. First thing
Mm,
I sent to Abe was a little bit of a stomp kind of clap drum
mm,
track that I really wanted to get the pace of the editing and the because we were making music to an already edited thing, and there's just so much kind of rhythm to the way that a film is made like that. So I just watched it and really got like a feel for it for like um, just kind of the pacing and the rhythm of the movements of the actors. And we kind of sent it back and forth to each other, like it was this process. I sent him something super simple like that. He sent me the bulk of the tune. And then it was like for me going back in and finding little moments. There's a moment where the window rolls down and I just made sure that there's a little like thing to it without overdoing it, but just trying to accent what was already there that and not get in the way, but also complement it. It was kind of done in two phases because we did a quick version for them to get it out in theaters and such. And then when they said they were going to release soundtrack, an actual soundtrack with the score and the song on vinyl, we had luckily a little bit more time, and that's when we went in and really finessed kind of what us. That was when I was like thinking if it's going to be a standalone song, it needs a little bit more work because we
mm,
did it fairly quickly. So we were able to go back and do another couple studio sessions and add a lot of the little bells and whistles.
Yeah, and you know, Adrian and I were never in the same space, and while we worked on this, because we were both, um, he was going on tour with the band out of Austin named Black Pumas, who are phenomenal, and I was going on tour for this my debut album that I just released, and so we were both busy, and I think the isolation of the both of us really played into what you hear within the track of the
mm,
emotion. And you know, in regards to yeah, I think that to me more than anything just like plays into what you hear now is that desperation in the lyrics, you know. We wanted to personify the emotions of isolation and being denied what you feel like you were created to do. And I think the reason why it resonates with people is like we all feel that. We all feel
mm,
that we're sort of held down and, you know, whether it's the weight of the world or something that we're going through, which we all are going through something that we want to fly. And whether
mhm,
that's leave the thing that's holding us down or the thing that's restricting us from being who we want to, whether that's sickness, illness, find like something is weighing us down. And I think that's why it resonates with so many people and is we're all essentially experiencing the same thing.
mhm. And you said so brilliantly at the beginning of our interview about the humanity, and I think just in terms of the lyrics, this sort of repeated motif of like, I give you my word, try, try, try. And I think that's
Yeah,
something we can all relate to. And the idea of like, if I just have the opportunity to try, right? If I'm just given this chance, let me show you what I can do with it. Um, and so I don't know. I think just what strikes me is, I don't even have a question, I guess, but what strikes me is the level of layers and how much each person can bring their own experiences to it. And in saying that we're working on this with a limited amount of time. I mean, again, how do you, I guess, tap into so much? I mean, that's why
They
you're
say,
nominated for an Oscar, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah, for sure. They say if you want something done, ask someone who's busy. There's a
Hmm.
quote that says that, and
Damn, Abe always
um,
drops the bombs on these quotes. Every I'm always writing down these sayings. Yeah, want something
you
done, ask someone busy. All right,
so
I got it.
yes. um, and also art, if art confined can be very beautiful, and truly tell a picture and pinpoint precisely what people want to feel. And if you say something's going to take 6 months to do, it's probably going to take you 6 months to do it. If you tell yourself it's going to take a day, it's like you can do it within a day. And not saying that like someone who's filming and they have a crew and this and that, like sometimes those things take the years or the months to do. But for us, it was like, can you tap into this? And if we leave this particular moment, we will lose the pureness of what we're feeling in this moment. You know, like if we're sitting at a desk and I'm writing and I have all these emotions, I'm no longer the same person if I leave that moment. And so um, that played into and tapped into our emotion of truly capturing what we needed to. And if we had more time, I don't think it would have been as authentic as you hear within the track. So I think the limited amount of time doesn't hinder us or didn't hinder us, but it was actually the gift that we needed to bring this to fruition.
And I guess in both working on your individual careers and perhaps if you are, going to do more work in film, what does this experience sort of teach you? Because to me, it seems like you're sort of limitless. You're not really bound by anything. And as you're mentioning, as long as you have that little nugget of inspiration, you can really turn it into to anything. So, is there sort of an artistic lesson in this for both of you?
I mean, I don't know if it would be if this would come be artistic, but one thing I think of is just like we really trusted our gut with
Hmm.
knowing that this was something special. It couldn't have been more inopportune timing for us to pull it off. It was like really like one of those things where we could have said no because we were just and not flinched because we were so busy, but it was like both of us just had a really good feeling about this film. I don't know that I was thinking, oh, hey, one day we'll get an Oscar nomination. I just knew that it was something I wanted to be a part of. And I know Abe felt the same way. And I just really trusted my gut. There's times where I'm like, man, I'm too busy. I can't take on this. And there's times where there's just something that tells you like, this is something special. And the opportunity to be a part of it is a huge honor. So that was
Yeah.
one of the things I was thinking. So.
Yeah, I think for me it's very much the same of um when when you see something that completely shocks every fiber of your body, you have to be a part of it, and say yes to opportunities, because you have no idea that this opportunity could be the key that unlocks what you want to 3, 4, 5 years down the road. And um, especially when it's beyond just a frontal view. Like this film, it's not just again, it's not like there's laughter in it, there's entertainment in there, but it's a life lesson of seeing each other as human beings. And when that gets presented to you, then you have to take that because it becomes bigger than yourself, it becomes bigger than myself. And it's those opportunities that are far and few between. So yeah, just being authentic, saying yes to opportunities that present themselves beyond ourselves. And I think that those are the keys to success.
Hmm. You mentioned touring, Adrian. I know you're headed my way. I've actually, it's funny, I was wearing my UT Austin sweatshirt before we started this, and I was like, let me change. I didn't realize you had ties to Austin. But you are headed. So yeah, I know you have t shows. Abraham, what are you working on?
Yeah, I'm finishing my debut album right, sorry, my sophomore album right now,
Mm.
um, and trying to put that together on top of. I did like a short documentary of me and my brothers going back to Greece, which is where I was from and was born, and so I filmed a lot of that, and so putting that together along with my sophomore album.
And Adrian, anything you want to mention that people should be on the lookout for?
Um, just finished. I've been doing just a bunch of random studio work. Just finished an
Mm.
album, a sophomore album as well, of sorts of an album. I did an album a couple years ago called Bolero Psicodelicos, all in Spanish, and I just finished volume two, which will be coming out this summer.
Well, I do want to say again, I think what's so brilliant about Sing Sing is that it forces you, or asks you, I should say, to sort of sit with these characters and sit with what they're experiencing and really question your own preconceived notions or your own ideas. And I think the song very much does the same thing in the way that it's stripped back. It kind of allows you to really sit with the message. And so as we close out, I wanted to, again, because I have not shut up about how much this movie means to me, but I wanted to give you both the final word and this opportunity to just close out our interview with anything that I haven't asked you about or anything that you wanted to mention.
One, please go watch the film. You know, it's so powerful, and I think the world as it is in this moment needs this film to truly heal itself. You know, and it's the first film ever that's simultaneously being presented in theaters and also within prisons. And so, yeah, the world needs it, and we've got LA was on fire and you had firefighters going out there that were incarcerated, like fighting for their lives and
Mm.
fighting for homes that they probably would never live in, and so that's a powerful act of humanity. And we need to recalibrate ourselves to that sort of tenderness and humbleness. So please go watch the film.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I mean, I'll echo that a little bit and just say just the one of the key parts of the film, key takeaways from the film is for sure the humanity and everybody from people that are wrongly incarcerated to people that were incarcerated for something they did, but then also believing in the idea that people should have a second chance in life, and especially the power of rehabilitation through the arts, which is a program that they're working with. It's literally called that, but just this power. I just believe in the power of art, music, and theater to heal and bring people together.
Well, thank you both for your time, and I wish you the best of luck. And thank you for the honesty you brought today, and I just appreciate it so much. So, thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate you.